Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching this one. This is my 2024 Formula 1 Saudi Arabia Grand Prix preview for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, which takes place this weekend. So, obviously, we got back-to-back Grand Prix, haven't we? Obviously, we had the Bahrain Grand Prix the past weekend. Now we've got the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix this weekend. Obviously, once again, it will be taking place on a Saturday, on a Grand Prix Saturday, due to Ramadan, of course, which is going on. So, but this is the Saudi Arabia circuit then. Obviously, the first Grand Prix was in 2021, of course. So, this is now our third year in Saudi Arabia. So, we got 27 turns, on this track. So, a lot of turns, but it is a quick circuit. It is a quick, powerful circuit. It is a bit of a street-like circuit, but it's a street circuit that you can overtake. There's plenty of overtaking opportunities on as well, and plenty of straight line speeds, which will, unfortunately, when you combine straight line speeds with Red Bull, straight line speeds with the power, with this powerful circuit, that only suits one team, which is Red Bull, of course. But maybe different story in qualifying. It may be different story because there is two certain drivers that do kind of like have a good record in terms of street circuits, especially in qualifying as well. But yeah, talking through the circuit then, obviously, the first proper overtaking opportunity is when you turn into turn 27, which is the start finish straight into turn 1. Plenty of overtaking opportunities into there. Obviously, we saw there's another overtaking opportunity in from turns 19 to 22, and of course, the famous moment in 2021 between Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton, the other overtaking opportunity. It's from turns 20 when coming from turns 24 going into turn 27. Obviously, that famous one between Hamilton and Verstappen, where Verstappen was pre-checking Lewis Hamilton, of course, in that 2021 title race. Obviously, that controversy moment where he needed to get Lewis Hamilton by, due to obviously the incident before that. The DRS detection zone starts after turn 27 for DRS detection zone 3. DRS zone 2 will start detecting after, straight into turn 22. And DRS zone 1 is in, obviously, the middle, in between 17 and 18. So the track information then, the first Grand Prix was obviously in 2021. Number of laps is 50 laps. You're probably all wondering, well, there's a lot of turns, but why is it short amount of laps? It's because it is due to obviously the amount of turns, and obviously, but it's quite a quick circuit. I wouldn't say it's quite a long circuit, like Belgium, for example. Belgium, you can understand why there is a lot of turns. So even though you would say 27 turns is quite a lot of turns, isn't it? But a short amount of laps, which is, yeah, it's quite a strange one, to be fair. It is quite strange because we know in some circuits we have short amount of turns, and there's normally a lot of laps, isn't there? But you'd fit. Yeah, it's quite strange, actually. It's quite strange, but I think it's down to the amount of turns. I don't think you can have loads of laps for loads of turns, for example. So it works out the complete opposite, doesn't it? To say so. 50 laps. The circuit for 6.174 kilometres. Race distance is 308.45 kilometres. Obviously, the lap record is from Lewis Hamilton. 1:30.734 in 2021 in that Mercedes, of course, in that famous title race with Max Verstappen. So the schedule then, practice 1 will take place on Thursday, 1:30 to 2:30. Practice 2 is also on Thursday, 5:00 to 6:00. Practice 3 will be 1:30 to 2:30 for practice 3. Obviously, with them earlier times, you will see a bit of daylight in Saudi, but obviously, to 1, it will be dark. Qualifying along with practice 3 will take place on Friday. Qualifying will start from 5 PM to 6 PM, and obviously the race will be on the Saturday at 5 PM. So, in terms of my predictions then for this Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, my qualifying prediction, my race prediction. For my qualifying prediction, I've actually gone for Charles Leclerc. I do give him a lot of criticism, but I have gone for him to qualify on pole due to the fact that he has a habit, doesn't he, in street circuits of qualifying on pole. In terms of street circuits, Charles Leclerc, and it's a fast, powerful track as well. Ferrari, the quick in qualifying as well. Max Verstappen, for me, doesn't tend to like the street surface, does he? If there is a weakness in Max Verstappen, it's probably these street-like circuits for me. It don't mean Max Verstappen's not going to win. He could still well win. Max Verstappen, he has won here before in Saudi Arabia, obviously in 2022, which was his first win. In 2022, wasn't it, against Charles Leclerc? But Max Verstappen, in these street-like circuits, especially in Singapore last year, he does tend to struggle. But you do look at the circuit, a lot of overtaking opportunities, a lot of straight-line speeds as well, which obviously suits Red Bull, in my opinion. Which obviously suits Red Bull. But I think Max Verstappen, he may kind of struggle in qualifying. I don't think he'll struggle that badly. I think he'll still be up there, Max Verstappen. But I think Charles Leclerc and Sergio Perez will actually have more joy in terms of qualifying on this circuit. Especially Perez as well. He loves these street-like circuits. Perez won here in Saudi last year as well. So Perez will be looking to make it back-to-back wins in Saudi as well. Carlos Sainz, you could say he has joy as well, obviously from Singapore last year, but that was more in the race, wasn't it? So I think it'd be Leclerc, Perez, Verstappen battling for pole, but it'll be more likely Leclerc and Perez battling for pole in Saudi, in my opinion. I think McLaren will probably have more joy over Mercedes in terms of qualifying, but again, I think them two will be battling it out with each other in qualifying to get above each other. So I think Russell will have joy in qualifying. I think he will qualify 6th. Piastri will qualify 7th for me. In my opinion, obviously, I think Lando Norris will qualify in 5th. And Hamilton, I think Hamilton will struggle in qualifying again. But I think Hamilton will turn it around in the race. Because I think Hamilton, for me, loves it in the race in Saudi. He does. I think that's the thing with Mercedes. I think Russell's going to have more of a qualifying car, isn't he? While Hamilton will have more of a race car. But that didn't prove to be the case in the last race, because Russell still finished above Hamilton. Alonso, who obviously qualified very well in Saudi, didn't he, last year? I think he'll qualify in 9th. And I think Alex Albon will probably have joy in qualifying again, straight line speeds. Street circuit as well. He did well. I'm pretty sure he did well in Las Vegas as well, didn't he, Alex Albon? You could say Las Vegas is kind of like Singapore, isn't it? You could say. But I think Alex Albon, I think this time he'll show. I think he will have joy in qualifying this time, unlike in Bahrain. So I think Lance Stroll will miss out in Q3 along with Yuki Tsunoda, Daniel Ricciardo. I think Hulkenberg will have a good qualifying then, but I think he'll miss out in qualifying 3 this time. I don't think Esteban Ocon to make it through in qualifying 2. He's had, I think he likes Saudi as well, doesn't he? Esteban Ocon. Even in the struggling Alpine car, I think he might make it out at Q1, Esteban Ocon, but I don't see anything better than that. Anything better than 15 for Esteban Ocon. I think the Alpine will continue to make slight improvements to the car as the races go on. But I think Ocon will have a better qualifying in Saudi, but not that much better, in my opinion. And I think Zhou Guanyu, Ken Magnussen, Jordan Sargent, Perez, and Valtteri Bottas will all get knocked out in qualifying 1. In terms of my race prediction then, I actually think Sergio Perez will make it back-to-back wins in Saudi. Street light circuit. Perez loves these circuits as well. But it's a street circuit where you can actually overtake. Well, Azerbaijan and Monaco, they are the toughest tracks you can probably overtake in terms of overtaking opportunities. But I think Perez will certainly be favourite in them 2 Grand Prix, Azerbaijan and Monaco, as he does them Grand Prix as well. For Perez, for me, if he's to win the race, he needs to qualify ahead of Max Verstappen, because if no one qualifies ahead of Max Verstappen wins. Simple as that. Wins the race, simple as that. But I do think Leclerc and Perez will qualify ahead of Verstappen. But I don't think Leclerc will hold off Verstappen, unfortunately. I think Verstappen has the beating of Charles Leclerc, in my opinion, and certainly in the race as well, because you know what Ferrari are like in the race. But that's the main aim for Perez for me. If Perez can qualify ahead of Verstappen, I do think Perez might actually win the race, in my opinion. So, but I think Verstappen will finish 2nd behind Perez. Charles Leclerc will finish 3rd, in my opinion. Carlos Sainz will finish 4th. Hamilton and Russell to finish 5th and 6th. Norris to finish 7th. Piastri 8th. Alonso 9th. But I have done for Daniel Ricciardo to finish 10th. I think Daniel Ricciardo is more of a race driver, in my opinion. Daniel is more of a race driver, and I think it'll probably be between him and I actually think it'll be between him and Albon and maybe Lance Stroll for that final, to get the final points, in my opinion. So that is my Saudi Arabian Grand Prix preview. Feel free to leave your thoughts down below and your predictions down below for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Look, I wouldn't be shocked if Max Verstappen does win, but I do think Max Verstappen does tend to struggle in these street light circuits, because Saudi Arabia is street light, but Saudi Arabia is obviously there's plenty of overtaking opportunities in Saudi compared to the likes of Azerbaijan and Monaco. So feel free to leave your thoughts down below. Will it be back-to-back wins straight away for Max Verstappen, or will Sergio Perez make it back-to-back wins in Saudi, or will Ferrari get on the top step of the podium? Feel free to leave your thoughts down below. Take care and see you later.